Alright, I've painted in, you can see I've painted in some of these instrument panels, so I've hand painted them, same as these ones. So yeah, just a couple of those black panels, the upper side walls and the top deck. There was decals for these. I've just dry brushed them with natural metal, natural steel, sorry. And you can see I use the decals for that part. This one I use one decal. I did try to use the other two decals, and I had a foobar I was trying to hurry the process up, and I used this stuff. This stuff is the most extreme decal setting solution I have and I've come across. Normally no problems with Hobby Boss or Trumpeter decals, but this time I put it on and it just literally disintegrated in front of my eyes, just melted away. So I had to dry brush. So I ended up coming back to this one, Ammo MIG's decal fix for them. I've painted in the cushions and the harnesses. So I'm just waiting for my decals to finish setting. I'll give it a clear coat, gloss coat as the instrument panel decal. That's just about done. And then I'll give it a wash, highlight all the details in there. Alright, let me remove this. So, previously I mentioned about doing the gear, the wheel well, and that how you would see the ejection pin marks, and I was going to clean them up. I decided I've just left them. This kit is just loaded with ejection pin marks everywhere, and I really don't feel like filling them all in. So if you flipped it upside down, you'd see well, you'll see a few, but I'm just going to, well, actually, yeah, you still see that one in there and those two, but the side ones aren't too bad, I guess. But so I've done that part of that's the starboard wing. I've started these inner section of the wing. So this is what you got. The bottom of it has, I don't know if they're like gas cylinders or air cylinders or just shock absorbers. I don't know what purpose they serve, but that's what it looks like in there. And you got this piece, I've glued it to make sure I can move it if required later on. It's such an odd aircraft how the landing gear works on it. These wing pieces are also loaded up with ejection pin marks. They're everywhere. I'm going to do one wing folded and one wing out to show what the aircraft looks like both ways. I'm only ever going to build this kit once, so just, if it has a wing fold option, usually I do one up, one down, just to show that what it can look like. So the one side doesn't matter because you won't see the ejection pin marks. This side, I sanded a couple out, but I didn't fill them or anything. It's this side will sit in here, like so, and the wing will, she fold back like not sure. Somehow, wherever it folds anyway, you could probably still look in part of that area and probably see some of those ejection pin marks, but again, I'm not, it's just becoming ridiculous how many ejection pin marks there are, so I'm just leaving them. So that's pretty, when you do those inner wing sections, it's pretty straightforward. Just there we go. Just follow the part, the different lengths and that, so just follow the cool outs, and that just comes on, it plugs in there, and which side on this side, this piece sits loose, because I won't want to do it now because I want to show it. You sit there, and then this piece just comes in over the top, and it holds it in there. I just made sure I glued it that I can move that part, because I don't know exactly where it needs to sit at this stage of the build, and that one just glues inside, it goes internally like that. So the other side, oh, I can't feel that. It'll, if you're doing the wing folded down for flight, it'll just plug on like that by the looks of it. So it looks like it should fit all right. Yeah, so I'm just working on the wings now, because I'm waiting for those decals to dry before I can give a wash and glue it all together. Alright, I've added a wash. I just used dark wash. Cockpit section is all together. It's ready to go in. Just waiting for so I've glued in the windows, clear parts. What I did was I thinned some crystal clear with some water, just to get it nice and thin, and I ran it around the capillary action, took it around the window sill, put the clear part in, and then I've come in again around the top, and it just run around again. I'm just going to let that dry properly before I start putting the cockpit section in and gluing it shut. Make sure they set. Alright, wing. Still working on the one side here of the wing. The instructions are all over the shop here. It's you got this piece being built up here, and then all of a sudden it's down here in the other corner, getting this part added to it, which again has got ejection pin marks in it that need to be cleaned up because they'll be seen. And just I've glued the aileron on. I'm not sure, you really can't pose it the way it's engineered. It's just big square tabs, you can't really move it up or down, so I've just made it neutral. So they got pictured here, putting together, and the next minute it's over here. It's just, I don't know, they could have laid it out better in my opinion. I've put there's a couple of wing fences, I've put them on, but I haven't put the light clear parts on yet, or some of these other little parts yet, because I don't want to, like the antenna, and I'll just leave till the end so I don't break them. From what I can gather, How's it sit like that? The wing folded one. Is it that way? You got some little tabs, and you got little slots on there that is going to sit in there like that for the open version. And this piece is here for the folding option. You wouldn't use it if you're having the wing closed, down in flight position. And again, this piece has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ejection pin marks in it, which again can be seen, but they're really, really awkward spots to try and get them out. I'm tossing up. I'm either just going to leave them like that, or I might drill them out. They're probably about 1 millimeter. Might drill them out to suggest that the aluminium's got actual holes in it. I don't know. Just can't believe how many ejection pin marks are in this thing. So I'm waiting for that CA glue. You can see the CA glue I've got in there to dry. Go clean that up. Glue there's a couple of like feet that will attach to this, and then it how's it go? Sits on there like that, I think, somehow when I get there. Yeah, and then I'll do the other wing. Alright, fuselage is glued together. I have to clean up the seam join yet though. So you can see you're not seeing much now with that top deck of the cockpit. It blocks your view of the interior, but the windows you'll be able to see a bit. Right. So I've put the other wing together. So as mentioned, I'm having the one wing down for flight and the other wing folded. So they got like a speed brake, I guess, under the flap, dive brake more so, I guess. Even the mounts for them, little blocks have got little ejection pin marks on them. It's like, I think they had a competition to see how many ejection pin marks they could put in it. Same as the helicopter I built the other week, the 135 UH-1B, the Huey. That had a heap of ejection pin marks in it too. I think they're getting lazy, trying to pump out kits instead of taking more time to do the CAD work. This side seems to be, I need to try and a bit of fettling to get it no, it's not too bad, fit better. Sort of wants to pop off, whereas this one just sits there. Anyway, it's nothing major. I'd probably be more inclined, this one. This one I'd be more inclined probably to glue this to the wing and then glue the whole lot to the fuselage. I think might be a bit easier. Either or, I guess. So bit of progress. So where are we at now? That's I still got to do. Obviously, I haven't done the clear parts, so I need to clean up. I haven't done the seam joints on here either. So it's got light at the front and the rear, I think. Yes. So when I clean that up, I paint the lights, then put the clear parts on and mask them off. And as per the other wing, I haven't put the antenna and the other bits on it because I don't want to bump them and break them off. Those sorts of things can go on right at the end. I might put that one, there's an actuator for the dive brake. Could probably put that one on, maybe. I'll have a look, see how big the part is. Once I clean the seam joint up, then I'll do the tail. It'll be easier to do the tail after I clean that up. Simple enough. And then gear doors, struts for the tail. I'll do the dry fit with them, but be easy to paint them off so you don't get, if it's glued on, it's hard to spray around it and you get creating vortexes and whatnot, creating orange peel. So I will do the torpedo, obviously. I'm really keen to put the bombs on as well, but I doubt that it carried both, to be honest. I think it carried either or, and this is the sort of aircraft, it's hard to find. There are images I found of it, but there's not heaps. And for one, I'm finding all different variants. Some had like a radome mounted on the wing, so it was different aircraft, and they had pylons on them with no torpedo. There's some of the images I saw, and then some of the ones I saw just had a torpedo and nothing on the wings. But I think it just to show what it could carry is how I'm going to go with it. But or I could just put the pylons on without the bombs that way too, because you got the holes already are in the wings. I didn't drill them out, they're already there. So if you don't want to put pylons on, you'll have to fill the holes in. Basically, there's really not much more to it, is there? It's a lot of small stuff. Build wise, there's a lot of cleanup obviously with this seam join. That cockpit tub fitted alright. I use the rear bulkhead, there's a slot in the fuselage. I lined it up with that and then just went from there forward, aligned it in, and then just put the other side on and clicked it in. So it's pretty decent size aircraft. But anyway, that's me for today. I'll get back to it next session when I can.